guys! Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a Pikachu cake. And I love Pikachu. I mean, if you don't like Pikachu, you got mental problems. Now for this cake, you are going to need your Pikachu printout. And this is actually the best parts of 7 different Pikachu pictures. I photoshopped them together to get this cutie. Look at him. The lopsided ear is my favorite thing. Now the first thing I did was bake my cake. I baked it in a 13 by 6. Nope, that's wrong. Those numbers are wrong. What's wrong with those numbers? The 6 is a 9. That's what's wrong. I baked it in a 13 by 9 inch cake pan and I used 2 boxes of cake mix. I wanted to make sure that the whole cake was at least 2 inches thick so that it was only 1 layer. But after they baked, I leveled them out and turned them over on a piece of parchment paper on top of a cutting board. And I grabbed my Pikachu printout, cut out Pikachu's face, and then placed it on top of the cake. And then I cut it out using a knife. Now you're gonna have a lot of leftovers, so plan on making a truffle, okay? Don't throw the leftovers away. This is good cake. I would never throw away cake. I'll put it away. I can put it away like nobody's business. That makes me really sad. Now after I cut out my Pikachu, I loosely iced it with some buttercream frosting and smoothened it out with my offset spatula to give it a crumb coat. It's just a really thin layer that ensures that no crumbs will appear on the final product. So after the crumb coat into the oven, it did not go because I put it in the refrigerator. Now most of this cake is going to be covered in yellow and black icing, but I wanted to make sure that some of its features didn't get lost in the icing, so I decided to do them with fondant. I'm using sienna, black, and white for his eyes, crimson and salmon for his mouth, and a vibrant red for his cheeks. Look at this cutie. I'm gonna eat your face. So I took my printout, I cut out his eyes, his mouth, and his nose, and then I rolled out my fondant and placed them on top. And using an X-Acto knife, I cut out all of his features. And with his eyes and mouth, I actually had to do 2 layers. So for his eyes, I used a black layer for the whole eye, and then I used a little bit of water to attach a white dot and some sienna accents to make it look like his eyes are sparkling. Now with his mouth, I started off with a layer of crimson fondant. I cut out more of the printout, put that on some salmon colored fondant, and then layered that on top with a little bit of water. For Pikachu's cheeks, you can see that it's not a whole circle on the printout, but I did make a whole circle so I could fold it onto the side of the cake. And once I finished all of my fondant pieces, I took my cake out of the fridge and then placed them on. I'm using the colored printout as a guide to make sure that I get his eyes in the right place, because sometimes I put them too high or too low and it looks like a really sad version of what I wanted. I don't want that for you. Now after all of your fondant pieces are done, we can start to ice this baby. Now to decorate this cake, I am using the Wilton's 14 star tip. Let's get to it. So Pikachu is my second favorite Pokemon. I was actually gonna lie and say that he was my first, but Charizard though. There's also Snorlax and Eevee, you know? Actually, I'm not quite sure how far down Pikachu is. I still remember the first episode of Pokemon where Professor Oak gave Ash Pikachu. They were not best friends back then, but now they're inseparable. Can you name all 150 Pokemon? I can name the first 300, which is great, but sometimes I have trouble naming all 50 states. I think Pokemon had just as much an influence on my childhood as Disney did. And that's saying a lot. Oh gosh, the sloppy ear is so cute, isn't it? And the sienna on his eyes. Whoa, they make it pop. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments what you want me to make next, and I will see you very soon. Bye.